So for the past couple days, we've been covering Rudy Giuliani and Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump and how they're all connected. But what's crucial is that the raid on Rudy Giuliani's apartment by the FBI and how they seized his devices and how other people in the Giuliani circle were raided, their devices, their phones, their computers were seized, Rudy's office as well. This is causing a lot of panic within the Trump inner circle. The people that are still there, but also the people that over the last 4 years and more have been so close to Donald Trump, because if they're raiding Rudy, they might be next. And there's a real concern both from them and from, one another that people will get ratted on, that people will flip, that their associations to Trump or Giuliani or Gaetz or whoever might sink them. And this, according to CNN, is causing a lot of panic behind the scenes. I want to read you some reporting. It says, news of the raid of Rudy Giuliani was greeted with dismay by former Trump administration officials as they have come to recognize that Attorney General Merrick Garland is allowing U.S. attorneys under him to pursue former government officials, reports CNN. One former Trump advisor who wished to remain anonymous told CNN, this is a show of force that sent a strong message to a lot of people in Trump's world that other things may be coming down the pipeline. Now, let's be clear. None of this is being driven by Biden, or at least that's what Biden is saying. Biden is simply saying that the people at the DOJ are pursuing cases and investigations and leads that they think are relevant and actually, have some substance behind them. And so this isn't necessarily a political witch hunt. In fact, I'm quite confident it isn't. But what it is saying is Biden and Merrick Garland are not saying, look, we're moving beyond the Trump regime. I don't care if you have dirt on them. For the sake of unity or whatever, let's just ignore the crimes of Trump and Giuliani and Kushner and the rest of the ghouls, right? They are approaching them perfectly fairly, which is to say, if we feel you might have done crimes and we have evidence, or we know that we might have the ability to get evidence, we're going to get warrants and we're going to conduct search raids and we're going to seize phones and we're going to get information. And this really is causing a lot of worry, right? Because again, Donald Trump's presidency was a criminal presidency in so many ways. Right from the beginning, we've talked about it. Even his inauguration was likely tainted by crime because he was using his own hotels and overcharging the inauguration committee to use his own hotels. So even before he formally became president, he was already stealing from the taxpayer, essentially. And throughout his 4 years, whether it was in the Ukraine or anything else, he was using his powers illegally and immorally. But the fact of the matter is, no matter how powerful a president is, they can't do anything on their own, legal or illegal. And so all of these people, his kids, his son-in-law, his pal Rudy, all of these folks had to help him do the crimes. And they did. And they did so dutifully and loyally. But now comes the test, because as the headline of this piece notes, everyone's got a limit. And you might think someone was loyal to Donald Trump, but if they're facing hefty fines or jail time or a real deep dig into their personal life, they might flip. And so while you think this is simply about Rudy and Matt Gaetz, it might be about a lot bigger. And it would not surprise me if we're just seeing the first few dominoes in a really long chain.